and relationships. It's a beautiful day. It's an awesome day, and I hope you're ready because a dunamis woman is here. And if you all don't know what dunamis means, Michelle, tell them.
Dunamis is the Greek term for power.
Yes.
It is the power that resides on the inside of us. We have the power. God gave it to us because of him we are.
Yes.
And it's a power. It's a strength. Many people don't understand it means violence. It's substance. It's that which God has given us to move us forward. Not just us, but our people, our family, our nations,
Yes.
and just who we are. That's dunamis.
That's dunamis, you all. So if you are a woman and you understand who you are and you're looking at me, please proclaim that you are a dunamis woman. That's D-U-N-A-M-I-S. If you're right there on Facebook or any social media platform, just say, I am a dunamis woman. You ain't got to understand it all. Just be who you are, and you will constantly come into more revelation, particularly when you're looking at D Speaks You Think. Well, Michelle, I had you to tell them what dunamis is, but you didn't tell them who you were.
I am Michelle Obasi. I am with Dunamis Woman Enterprise. That's one of the organizations that Dunamis D actually owns and spearheads. She does a lot from publishing, strategic life and relationships coach, and I'm just blessed enough to be in the presence. God assigned me here. I'm here. I'm on the radio with her. To God be the glory. And I'm also handling her social media. So let me tell you one thing. We want to hear your questions, your feedback, because when she introduces the next guest, y'all be ready.
Come on now.
You all be ready.
We got to have a drum roll. We got to have a drum roll. You know, but you know what? Before I get into that, because he is married to a dunamis woman. Now, let me tell y'all something.
Come on, let the church say amen.
Can you just hold it for a minute? So you see how men are when they got a great woman, when they got a dunamis woman, they just can't hold it. But
can't hold it.
I think you're more excited about her than you are about your story, huh? I know that's right. We're gonna get to that. But I just want to talk about some real talk because seriously, you know, D Speaks You Think has been actually formulated because definitely, you know, there's a message in my mouth, but we really, really have some things that we have suppressed and repressed in our hearts and our minds and our souls. So I will have a tendency, you all, to say some stuff that people don't want to say, but they're thinking about. But even I'm going to say some things that are going to make you think because of the things that are buried deep down within us. But I'm saying that because Dunamis Woman is a spearhead of all of that. And when I meet a powerful woman, and when I say that, I mean we can celebrate one another. I did this Facebook Live right before I came on with this great, real awesome man, Victor Hill. And she replied on that, and she was like, thank you for sharing and allowing my husband to share this platform with you. I mean, she was just so kind and gracious. And let me tell you all women, we have to stick together and celebrate one another. We got to come out of this cattiness about you want my man and who are you and all. Be the woman. Be the woman that's secure in who she is and who you are, because you do require a real awesome man. Now, with that said, Sonia, I want to say thank you. You are the wife. You are the woman to this real awesome man that God has assigned. I honor you. I respect you. I love you. And now I can move forward with your husband because you would not be without her. Am I right? Victor Hill, how are you?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Now you can say your little kudos and all this other stuff.
Well, I definitely have a dunamis woman.
Yes, you do. That's it. That's it.
I give her all the praise. She sticks by me 100%. She encourages me. I mean, I can't ask for nothing as I thank God for every day.
Oh, amen. Amen. I love it. And it wasn't no little kudos. It was great kudos. Great. So I just have to correct myself on that one. I have to correct it on that. But I want to say, because as we're talking about healing from domestic abuse, you know, we do have Victor Hill here, who's really to share his story. I have been coaching and serving in communities for almost 30 years, maybe a little bit over now. I think Michelle, I've been saying over almost 30 for about.
You've been saying over 30 for 15 years. She looks good for her age, y'all. She's been doing it a real long time. Real long time.
Thank God for makeup and stuff. But anyway.
Hallelujah.
And walk it and work it out. But however, you got to keep yourself up. I'm saying that because I've heard so many stories, and you all, if I start crying or even may even go into worship or tearing up, don't even forgive me because it's intentional, okay? Because it's for real. But hearing the arresting pains of so many in the private domains of the wall, Victor, in the private domains of a therapist setting, you know what I mean? And then when you go out that door, you're encountering the same thing. you know, and you don't really know how to position yourself. You don't really know how to utilize those things that really in therapy you just talked about.
Right.
So what God had me to do is to come out of those domains from a clinical perspective, and he had me to just come out of the church from just a scriptural perspective, not saying that I don't go here or there, but to marry the two, you know, from a spiritual perspective and a clinical perspective, that we may receive healing. So that's where the coaching come from when I say I'm a spiritual leader and life and relationship coach.
Right.
So I work with people. So now it's not about just sitting in the room. It's about really using these media platforms, Rolling Out Live, Dunamis Woman, and Real Awesome Men Magazine, D Speaks You Think platform, our conferences, and everything we do to bring the message forth, to bring the truth that most people don't talk about when they come out that room.
and that's the thing. God said he puts you in positions to take you through things where you can be a light to others.
That's right.
You have to be a light to others. You can't hold it inside. You have to share your testimony and share what you've been through.
So I'm going to pull out some truth with you today. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Before I do that, I want to let you all know, we want to talk about a little bit before I get deep into your story. Michelle, you ready?
I
want
am.
to talk about our greatness. Okay. I want to talk about, because we as a people, and I'm talking about right now, you're a black man, I'm a black woman, you're a black woman. You know what I'm saying? So wherever you are, you do have, or whoever you are, you do have your greatness on the inside of you. Now, when I talk about greatness, what I want to hear is your level of pain. Because even for you to get to a great woman that you have come to, you had to go through that pain. Are you with me?
I went through
I know. You know, even to get to a great man, people's like, well, why am I going through this? Why am I going? I hear the whys all the time. Why am I going through this? Because there's greatness ahead of you. There's greatness. And so now he wants to take all of that pain and make it your power, but also too, for you having that dunamis woman and that great woman, you know how to appreciate.
Right.
See, a lot of times when we don't go through, we don't know how to appreciate, you know.
That's
So now you can really say, I love her.
Yes.
You can really say, I love her.
Really say it.
Really
Mean it.
and mean it,
And mean
because
it.
you know where you came from.
Right.
When you were that man who had just quote unquote a good woman. You know what I mean? And I wrote in my book, Great Man, Where Art Thou? I'm always talking about a good, just not good enough. You know what I mean? We can't just settle for good, because good still have some arresting pains that causes you to come out of that and be something that you're really not. Now we need greatness. You know what I'm saying? So you had the good, now you got the great. But tell me a little bit about what you had to just go through without getting more in depth with it, just from your whole life, period. Just being a man. What did you have to go through to even know how great you are and the great woman that you have right now?
Well, it's been a journey. A journey.
I'm sure.
A journey. Just going through the tough times. Just sacrificing yourself and really not being appreciated for what you did or what you do. You do so much and you work so hard trying to please others, and it's just not appreciated, and it just get looked over, and it's a struggle.
Now, when you say others, specifically, whom are you referring to? Because I could name a whole lot of things.
Well, in relationships.
In relationships, intimate relationships.
Okay.
Right. So
Intimate
you all man.
Yes.
So you talking about with a woman.
Yes.
You ain't nothing about you
Definitely.
low or around the corner.
No.
You are.
No.
Ain't nothing down.
He
Ain't nothing around.
Ain't nothing around. He get down with Sonya, and that's it.
That's
His is healed.
the only one.
The dunamis woman, yes.
The dunamis woman.
Hey, y'all, I'm just making it all clear, okay? Because we're living in a society that folks don't even know who they are, what they want, where they
Right.
want it, and when they want it. You know what I mean? But when you say, and I hear the hearts of so many men, and I want to go into this a little bit deeper, particularly being a black man. You all give so much. You work hard. Now, I'm speaking because I ain't never had this. So let me just live off of your fantasy, my fantasy off of
It's
you,
coming.
okay?
You have to pray for it. It's coming.
Okay, this is about you.
I almost said something. Go on, Victor.
All right.
Anyway, y'all, you all love. And you love, I believe men love hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Now, we think we do, but y'all love hard.
Men love hard.
You all have a heart. You all will work your butt off. You know what I'm saying? And I see it in my brothers. I see it in the men around me. And y'all work, and I hear so much about women have not had to do nothing but just stay at home, and they got all the houses and the cars and the home, and then a man worked 4-5 jobs, and they just wanted to be appreciated.
Right. I've been there.
Talk about that.
Working 3 jobs, trying to take care of home, and like I said, just unappreciative.
Okay, talk about the appreciation. Maybe we just don't know how to appreciate. Maybe that just hasn't been taught to the woman that was in your life at that time.
For one thing, men love to be complimented.
Okay.
We love words of affirmation. So when a woman speaks to her husband or mate, they love that. That makes them push even harder.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So, sometimes we don't get that. And when you're putting all into it, it just feel like you're doing it for nothing.
So really, for us not to say anything can be more detrimental than just saying, I don't appreciate you. You all need to hear that build up. Right. Y'all need to hear, babe.
Encouragement.
Y'all need encouragement.
Right.
Because you out there fighting a dog-eat-dog world.
Every day.
Talk about that a little bit.
It's just.
What is it like? I'm not a man. Help me. Bring me into your world. Prepare me for my great man.
For me, I saw my dad do it.
Okay.
So that instilled in me where I wanted to do everything and everything possible to make my mate feel at ease.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
So I put my 100% into everything that I do, and like I said, I do a lot of praying as well. So that's one thing men miss out as well.
Okay.
So I want to get ahead of that, but you have to stay in that.
So okay, I want to paint this picture here because I see men, black men, they're working hard. They're going out, they're doing this and they're doing that. And you are really, really, I believe that you all carry, this is from my spiritual perspective, because you were created in his likeness and in his image. I can't help but to believe that you all carry the heart of our Father. I'm talking about our Heavenly Father.
Heavenly Father.
You all carry his heart. Most women have not had a father. So if we haven't had the love of a father, then we don't know how to appreciate you all who have the heart of the Father. Correct? Am I right or wrong?
You're absolutely
correct. Talk about it a little bit.
Just like you said, just not experiencing that.
Yeah.
Is women fall short on that when they don't experience that.
Yeah,
they don't see the heart.
Yeah.
Heart of, like you said, of the Father, and say they don't see the heart of the Father in the man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of you all, a lot of men, and Michelle, you can chime in if you want to.
No, I'm listening. I'm honestly, I'm soaking it up because it's very rare that we have men who want to speak truth.
Yeah.
Who have lived and not ashamed to say what they're saying. So today, I'm actually the student. I usually have my little wisecracks, but I'm listening today. I have a reason to listen.
God is healing her. She ready for Big Daddy.
Yes, I'm trying to find. I'm all in today. He said he prophesied to you. He said he's coming. I said, oh, okay, put that prophecy on here. I'm this way with that.
I'll give it to you. Pass it.
Oh, wait a minute.
But realistically, that heart of the Father, we have not, been fathered. Many of us have sperm donors.
Oh wow.
That's the truth.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Come on now.
But you have to, I'm going to go historically on it. When you talk about we have not been fathered, we have been sperm donors. You think about when you talk about the disrespect and the disregard, you think about how when we were captured and brought over here, and I always say our history didn't start with slavery, but this is where I'm starting today. The men, the strongest of the men who were the protectors and the providers, those were the men who were taken, were beaten, were humiliated by the slave masters in front of not only their wives but their children.
Correct.
And when I say humiliated, I'm talking about raped,
correct,
beaten, tarred, feathered, even in torn in half. And what that did was they put a disrespect in the heart of the woman and the child.
Yes.
And what it did, it made us reverence that slave master, which is nothing but Satan in the first place.
Yeah.
And so what also it did is because we were over here held captive, we did not have that sense of mother and father.
No.
Many were born on what's called sex farms, so they didn't know who their parents were.
Right.
You know, many just were sold. So we never really, I'll say we never, but many of us did not have that association to knowing who the father is. And if you notice, that has happened and it's continued from generation upon generation upon generation, we still have that issue.
Because pain and victimization, and I'm going to get into this and then we're going to go to a break and we're going to come back to it. But pain and victimization is passed down through generation to generation. And that's why I said, you know, when D Speaks You Think is to bring up those repressed thoughts that you don't even know consciously of what you're doing. 90% of our behaviors is from our subconscious. So now you being Victor, I can say this because you have a secure wife, a fine black man. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so then you see this pretty woman. And so you all are visual. Am I right?
Very visual.
Come on, talk
Yes.
about it.
Men are visual. Actually, my pastor talked about that Sunday in church, where you have to be secure and in your relationship with your mate.
Yeah.
Because you might go to I saw this attractive woman, but you know you just saying that, but you don't act on it. You know, you just saying that.
But they do.
But very men are very visual.
Men are very visual. I mean, heck, I have had a man, he saw a woman and, you know, she had the right shape and the flat stomach, and media now is saying if you ain't flat stomach and muscular or have this or whatever, that you ain't pretty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we put these images in our mind, and we have imagery that's just bombarding our minds of all kind of beauty, but realistically your beauty is within. So they see these curves or whatever, and I've had men tell me, you too skinny, I want something to hold on to. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's their visualization of what they desire. You know what I mean? But deep down within, they come back to me a little later on, not just from a woman's perspective, but from a coaching perspective. I'm with Wicked Witch of the West. You see what I'm saying? They are experiencing abuse.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're experiencing verbal abuse. They're experiencing emotional abuse. They're experiencing the man try to tell them something. Ah! You know?
Right.
Have you experienced that?
I've seen it.
You've seen it?
I've seen it. Yeah.
And there's no peace or appreciation, like you're saying, of what all you have done, because you all get caught up in the visualization initially and don't know how to really look at the heart and the soul.
That's it. We don't look within.
Come on now.
All we see is what's on the surface.
And come on now. And I want you to come back, Victor, as we get more in depth with your story about how you all cannot or are inhibited, shall I say, from seeing within the soul, you know, of woman as a man. Well, we're going to take a break right now. I am Dee Collins, spiritual life and relationship coach, and the host of the show, D Speaks You Think. Stay tuned. We got a commercial break for you, and we're going to be right back.
Hey, Rodney. Hey, Lynetta. Thank you for joining us.
Your favorite entertainment source has expanded. Rolling Out, the nation's best source for entertainment and lifestyle information, now has a lineup of web-based shows and podcasts on its newest platform, Rolling Out Live, every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For all things relating to the spirit industry, with 100 Proof Radio Show, to cuisine with Le Kitchen, and inspiration and relationships with Dunamis Women in Lipstick and Cognac. Rolling Out Live is your weekly digital destination. So tune in every Tuesday on rollingout.com and Rolling Out on Facebook. Don't miss it.
With customizable streaming TV from Xfinity, watch the most free TV shows, hit movies, and live sports on the go. At home, access Netflix, YouTube, and Pandora right from your TV. And with the X1 voice remote, just say it and see it.
Show me HBCU.
With Black Film and TV, watch your favorite college entertainment, HBCU football games, and much more. Xfinity. Simple, easy, awesome.
Well, welcome back to D Speaks You Think right here on Rolling Out Live. And I hope that you all are really getting into the discussion, because we're going to really get more into the discussion of healing from domestic abuse. Michelle, what is everybody saying on Facebook? I know you was acknowledging some people, so talk about
I was acknowledging Lynetta and also Rodney, but I want to tell everybody to share. And if you have any questions about this topic, I know it's a little off because we're always talking about women and domestic abuse, and the domestic abuse is just not verbal, it's physical, it's more than that, it's emotional. Right. So if you have anything that you want to share, anything that you want to ask Victor Hill, please do so, and we appreciate you joining in. We appreciate you chiming in.
Yes, we need you to share. One of the things that you said, Michelle, about healing of domestic abuse, and it came up, you all know, if you ever follow me, I love the quote from the late Dr. Miles Monroe. And Victor, I don't know if you ever heard it, but if you don't know the purpose of a thing, abuse is inevitable. And abuse is nothing but abnormal use. Because when you meet a woman, or when that woman meets a man, we have to understand what is the purpose. What is your purpose? What is the purpose of he or she being in my life? Right. But if man is not pursuing his purpose, you're just going through formalities. And when you go through formalities, you're going to end up getting abnormal use. That means I'm not being appreciated for who I am, because you gave me no purpose. Right. You gave me no purpose. So I want you all to really know that. I want to give you a tip here. For those of you, I always tell my clients, particularly single women who want to go out on a date, ask him, what's the purpose?
Right. And I'm going to tell you, my wife, she said she was dating with a purpose.
Come on now.
So
what was her purpose? To find a man like you, to be able to have that.
That's it. She didn't want to waste any time dating without knowing could there be a future relationship, marriage involved. So her thing was dating with the purpose.
And that didn't back you up. That didn't make you go and go into hiding or anything. Because a lot of men go into hiding, isolation, because they scared.
It did.
Okay.
Because I felt like I wasn't ready because of my previous situation that I went through with the abuse. So I didn't want to go into another relationship and not hurt her.
Okay, so let's talk.
That's it. I'm glad you said it, because I was going to lead into that anyway. How did you just press through? Knowing your past situation and knowing that you got this beautiful woman who desires to be with you. How did you just press through and say, you know what, I'm just going to believe and I'm going to press. I'm going to do it one more again.
I prayed.
Okay.
And the main thing I told her was pray for me.
Come on now.
Pray for me.
So she had to be a praying woman too.
Exactly.
She wasn't no sleaze that was out there tomorrow. I want a good man.
No.
She was a praying woman.
She was
a praying woman.
Very praying, because like I said, I tried to push her away because I didn't feel like I wasn't ready. And like I said, I did not want to damage her.
I've experienced that. The pushing away. You know what I'm saying? But I pray. I pray for him or whatever.
She prayed and I prayed. We both prayed.
Yeah.
And God said, stop pushing this beautiful woman away.
And even as I teach a host of Dunamis women, regardless if they're your man or not, pray for them. Our black men, our men needs your prayers, not what you want, not your manipulation. Don't slay them, Lord. Do this, do that. I ain't talking about that. Right. I'm talking about really that they be healed and understand their purpose for life. When we do that and we come together, I believe that there will be a move. Okay, let's go back to your story. Okay, because I know the listening audience want to hear that story, and you shared a little bit with me before this Dunamis woman that you receive. And I teach all the time. This may be a lot for you, but I teach before the woman come, the witch is there.
Wow.
I'm gonna let you marinate on that.
Don't marinate on that.
Marinate on that. Before the woman comes, the witch is there. And so, women, while you want and waiting for that great man, that's why you got to be a praying woman, because the witches is always around, want to keep you hostage. The witches is always there, trying to demasculate you and bring you to a place where you don't understand your manhood. Now, tell your story.
Okay. Well, first of all, I stepped into a relationship. It was, I would say, premature. I'd known this person for maybe a month, and after a month, she moved in with me.
Wow.
So
You didn't ask her to?
it just something that happened. Something that just happened, and it just, like I said, she moved in with me, and we just start trying to build on something.
Now I gotta take a step back, go Victor. I gotta take a step
Come
back.
on, we're gonna go back to me and being visual.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it ain't about it's something just happened. Y'all get caught up on the panani.
That
Come on now.
You correct.
Yeah, because
You correct.
I promise you, it wasn't no pussy involved. She would have.
She wouldn't
She
have
would
moved
have
in.
just moved in.
Right.
She wouldn't have moved in.
Because that's something that you all need.
Right.
Come on now.
Let's say I was missing something out of
And
my
you was
life.
missing something, and you all cover those voids
Right,
up
and that's
with
it.
the sex. And so now the woman who are operating with manipulative witchcraft, one guy used to tell me opportunist. You know what I'm saying? They wiggle their way in, and before you know it, you right there.
Right.
Go
there.
for it.
You stuck.
Go ahead. You stuck.
And like I said, everything was fine. It was okay. And then maybe 7 months later, marriage.
Okay.
Short
She
time.
asked you to marry her?
Yes.
Yeah, you ain't asked.
No, I wasn't ready.
You want to see, but y'all, you see the aggressiveness.
Right.
Y'all, come on now, women. We got to understand who we are. You ain't got to ask. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Being blind, I didn't see a lot of things. Just wanting, like I said, just feeling a void.
Yes.
So my mind wasn't there. Spiritually, I wasn't there, and that's the main thing. But after the marriage, it just a lot of things started happening.
So how can I'm gonna go to the how-tos? I need to know. I'm digging into your heart and your mind. I want to know how does a man say I do knowing he don't? I just want to know. Help me out.
You say I do. You want it to work. You
Okay.
you go into it wanting to work.
So you hoping?
Yeah, you hoping. But if you don't get that covering and you just go into it, you're not really preparing yourself.
Okay.
So you say I do, going into it hoping that it works.
Hoping that it works.
Yes.
A hope did not work.
Did not work.
Okay, keep going. And that just amazes me because I guess, and I guess from a spiritual and clinical perspective, I guess the fact that you just don't want to believe that you're really being made a fool of.
And a lot of times, men, there are a lot of lonely men out here. So
Oh, come on.
did
you hear that?
Men are lonely just as well as women are.
Speak it.
But they see something and they like you said, try to fill that void of being lonely.
They see something.
Right.
They
Visual.
see
Going
something.
back to the
Visual.
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 Yep,
Go back
going
to
back
the
to the
visual.
visual.
Go back to a visual.
Right.
So how do you not see, or maybe you all are, I don't think you all are really made to see the soul within. You know what I mean?
Right.
Talk about that. How do you not see, or share your thoughts about that?
You have to dig deep inside yourself. You just can't, like I said earlier, you just can't look on the surface. You have to look into a person's heart.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kim, keep telling your story. I want to know. I want to know what happened. Don't leave me hanging.
Well, I just say first, start off verbal
Okay.
with the verbal abuse. As far as belittling a person.
So give me something she'll say belittling you, like you're no good Negro and you B.
Right.
Did she call you the B?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's
I've been called that.
you've been called a B.
Yes, I have.
ITCH.
ITCH, capital B.
Capital.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Ladies, please, y'all.
That's the worst
Because
thing
that's
you
the
can
worst
do.
thing. That
That is
is
the
the
worst.
first sword of cutting their nuts off.
Right.
No, that's real.
Just taking
Yeah,
your
that's real.
emasculation.
You know,
The female
I
dog.
let her
That's
tell her
what
what
you
the
call
big
it.
word is. I just say cutting your nuts off. Go ahead.
and just you're not a man. What are that kills a man's self-esteem.
When they say you're not a man.
You're not a man. You're not doing what you're supposed to do, even though you're out there trying your best to do what you're supposed to do.
So you working like a DOG. You
I was working 3 jobs.
3 jobs. Now, were you bringing her the money?
I was bringing it into the home.
So, I mean, because I know a lot of men who don't even govern their own money. I mean, I one man told me he had to get an allowance out of his money that he was working for. Was that you?
No.
Oh, okay, well,
Victor like him.
Victor said, hell no.
Hell no, that wasn't me.
No,
Don't get
that
it twisted.
But go ahead, finish your
But,
story.
like I said, just to belittling, and after that, it just escalated from verbal to physical, and I mean, I was hit. I had hot water poured on me. I mean, I had my clothes thrown out with what do you call the lighter fluid?
Lighter fluid.
So
She did an Angela Bassett.
she did it
I'd
all.
have still been. Let me hold back. Come on.
So it was a lot, and just going through that, and nobody really didn't recognize it because I was going to work every day with a smile on my face. I was going out. Didn't nobody know anything. I just held it within.
So, okay, now this is you and I talking with the whole world listening. So just go back to that moment and those moments for a minute. I don't want you to stay there because you got to go home to a dunamis woman. That's where your God blessed you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So how does a man feel inside knowing this is happening and he can't express it? Because I know it probably makes you feel less
Right.
than a man to even express
Right.
what you feel less than a man. Can you give me a description of how you really feel on the inside?
You feel rotten inside. I mean, you feel empty. That you can't talk to anyone. You feel like you can't talk to anyone. And once that seed just sits there and germinates, it kills you inside. Just that evil and darkness continues to grow inside of you. So it just builds up, and you get depressed, just low self-esteem. You fear. It's a lot of fear.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So when you're going through that in those moments, you know, because I know I'm not here to talk about me nor the woman side, because there's two sides to, I mean, not two sides, but women have been victimized too, and I don't make little of that. But right now I'm talking about men, you all. I'm just letting you know that. But just from a man's perspective, when you're in that, how do you still perform sexually? How do you, because I felt like a prostitute, like, just get it over with. But even for you all to be givers, you see what I'm saying? And having to get an erection, how do you even get to that point that you could still give yourself like that?
It was hard. A lot of times I didn't want sex. And even when I did, it was like a numbness feeling. So it wasn't. It was just going through.
It was just going through the most.
Right.
Now, did you do it to try to repress the pain?
Yes.
You know, so like the sex, even when you did, it became like it helped me really repress what I'm really in.
Right.
Okay.
You know, just going through that. You know, trying to, like you said, feel that
Fill that void.
That void in
Fill that
area.
void. So go ahead.
I have a question. You had mentioned that there were sons in the house, and how did you function knowing that these were sons in the house? Did they witness this as well?
Yes, there was also. It was a lot of violence in the home.
Okay.
There was a 13-year-old, not a normal 13-year-old. He was like 6'3", 275 pounds.
That ain't a normal 13-year-old.
No, it was,
That's country cornfed, baby.
yeah. So
That's cornbread.
It was a lot of just violence in the home, and like I said, I didn't have control. That's number one. I didn't have control over my home, and I couldn't get control over it.
So that the web, first of all, she came in, kind of shut you down a little bit in your own home. Then she brought some other folks in,
And the kids
and
came
then
back.
that was just like stronghold on top of stronghold, and
Right.
it was like you was kind of smothered.
Smothered.
Wow. Okay.
And all of that, you know, my heart goes out because not just for you, but my heart really goes out more so because there's a lot of women who are in that kind of pain, you know, and that is a lot of severity of emotional pain that we don't deal with our own stuff. We don't deal with our own victimizations. We don't deal with the fact that our own rape. And it's really from a spiritual perspective. And Michelle, before we go, because we're going to go to another break, I want you to hit on it from a historical perspective. But what we don't deal with it from a spiritual perspective, we end up having a self-hatred or a hatred for men. You know, we hate ourselves because of what's happening, but that hatred for men is a spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that hatred for men, now, when you a real man come like yourself and doing all that, you are their prey, P-R-E-Y, which is why they can't pray, P-R-A-Y.
Yes.
And then also from a historical perspective, it's just, I'm listening to you, but it's just the way that we have been set up is to that self-hatred. And that self-hatred manifests because we hate ourselves. So we're going to make sure that everybody around them hates themselves as well. So what she did to you, she actually used you even to bring self-hatred or breed self-hatred to her sons. And that's what we have done historically within our community. And we have to break that cycle of abuse.
Yes, we
Right.
do.
It's a must.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
It's a must.
Which was why we're on the show talking about it. And now you got a little bit of Victor's story, but we're going to come back because but God.
But God.
But God.
Victor got
delivered
another
him.
side of
Got
his
another
story.
side of this
Yeah.
story.
It's
honey.
the
He got over to the
overcomer.
promised land.
Yes,
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 it
yes. You know, I ain't gonna do all that. I ain't got no hawk or no hug.
We'll be right
She
back,
tripping.
Dunamis Woman. We'll be right back.
Hey, Mr. Harris.
Your favorite entertainment source has expanded. Rolling Out, the nation's best source for entertainment and lifestyle information, now has a lineup of web-based shows and podcasts on its newest platform, Rolling Out Live, every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For all things related to the spirits industry with 100 Proof Radio Show to cuisine with Le Kitchen, and inspiration and relationships with Dunamis Woman and Lipstick and Cognac. Rolling Out Live is your weekly digital destination. So tune in every Tuesday on rollingout.com and Rolling Out on Facebook. Don't miss it.
What up? This your man Rashad Richard, the realest man on radio, the realest man on TV, the realest man on print, and the realest man in the classroom. Welcome to Sucker Free.
This is conservative Republican Mitchell Shelby. I don't care if you ask me my opinion. You're going to get it anyway.
And that is what you do.
And that's what I do.
This is your girl, Nicole. I'll be sitting in with these two, and we're going to have great conversation on Tuesdays at 2:30 on Rolling Out, Sucker Free with Rashad Ritchie. Great conversation.
Don't become the sucker of the week.
Do not become the sucker of the week. Can't wait to talk to you on Tuesday. Be there.
This is conservative Republican Mitchell Shelby. I don't care if you ask me my opinion. You're going to get it anyway.
And that is what you do.
And that's what I do.
This is your girl, Nicole. I'll be sitting in with these two, and we're going to have great conversation on Tuesdays at 2:30.
All right. Welcome back to D Speaks You Think Radio. We are here with the one and only Dunamis D. We are also here with the one and only Victor Hill. He is the CEO of SIP Entertainment, also One Team Elevation Music and Wellness with his beautiful wife and his business partner. And so we are just enamored by his honesty and just who he is. But Victor, what a lot of you may not know, is a recording artist. He is amazing. He has a song called He Walks With Me. I love it. But he also has a song that's dedicated to his experience, and it's called Silent Cry. Now, I was going to do some backup, but I'm going to let Victor handle it.
No, we're going to let Victor handle it.
Victor, I just need a couple of bars of Silent Cry, because this is going to tell you he has been through a storm, but God, as Pastor D said, but God. So go on with that Silent Cry.
Tell me, how did I get here? I'm all torn inside. Smile on my face.
Mitchell Shelby. I don't care if you ask
I'm longing
me my
for some
opinion.
help.
You gonna get it anyway.
So
And that is what
ashamed,
you
like,
do.
And that's what I
who's
do.
gonna
This is your
believe
girl,
it? Feel
Nicole.
like
I'll be
I'm the
sitting
one
with
to blame.
these two, and we're
So
gonna have
I
great
hold it
conversation
all
on
inside
Tuesdays at
instead of
2:30
running
on
the
Rolling
high.
Out.
It's all a part of my plans. I got work for you to do. So he took me by the hand and he led me to this place. My soul's been restored by his mercy and his grace. He heard my cry and he wiped away my weeping eyes. No more pain. He turned my silent cries to no cries.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
That's
I almost
it.
did a little beat for you.
That's it. We wasn't gonna do that.
Man,
That was
is
it.
awesome. That's awesome. But I felt it. I felt it, and I felt it because I understand it.
Right.
You know, I understand it, and it reminded me so much of even your words when God told me to. He was making a way of escape for me when I was going through my abuse. You know what I'm saying? And men, women, all of us, you all, we have been abused, and we need healing. We need healing.
Right.
We need healing.
We
We
need
need
it.
healing.
We need healing really bad.
Talk about healing from a man's perspective, because it's hard for me to even have women to see that they need emotional healing. But these are the things that's happening, and then they want God to send them a man for the man to be abused. I say not so. Okay, let's get healed. But talk about healing.
But men, we have to be healed. For us to step into a relationship and to lead the way we're supposed to be, to lead a relationship, we have to be healed. We have to be complete. And by doing that, we need to turn to God. That's what I tell men today. We have to stay in God's presence.
That's his presence,
We
right?
have to stay in his presence. That way God can download into us where we can lead in a relationship.
Correct. That's awesome. And that's the truth. That's the truth. You know, you talked about, the healing and you needing that and wanting that. How did the woman, the wife, Sonia, Regina, contribute the healing? Because I believe you all do need healing, but I believe the healing comes from us being healed as women. You know, we did a, your poem, your rap and your spoken word, shall I say, I call it all that. It reminded me of the book that God gave me after my state of brokenness. You know what I'm saying? When my husband and I split, and my heart was just broken, but he gave me the book, Great Man, Where Art Thou? The silent cry of a woman's heart. It wasn't nothing that, I did, or it wasn't nothing that, he did. It was the fact that that unhealed place in his heart at that time, it led him to the witches. It led him to those things. So my heart bled, and my prayers and my travail, and that's what the book came out of, So I can really, really identify with that. But in the healing process of it, we still have our online Great Man conferences that I believe that we as women need to hear from you all as men, not
Right.
because we sleeping with y'all, because a lot of times this emotional stuff, it gets clouded and we can't hear from each other in that state. So we need to hear in preparation for the Great Man. And you all, we coming up with this conference on
Yes,
October 27th.
October
It's a free
27th.
online conference. So prepare yourself. Okay? Prepare. I want you to spread the word for me, because we want the men that's going to be on that. They're going to be speaking to the women, But in all that I said, one of the speakers was speaking about how we as women, have to be at a place where you all can lay your head on our chest. You all can lay on that pillow talk and be able to really release a lot of stuff. And I know that the great woman, the dunamis woman that you have in your life, she was a contributor of that. Am I right?
Very much
I want
so.
you to speak about that. I want you to please, because we done with the
We
witch.
done gave the witch
We
her
done-
little- her little
I
just
didn't
due.
expose the witch
Yeah.
for when I'm exposing. There's more to come.
Now,
But
dunamis.
now
Come
I'm talking
on,
about the
Mrs.
woman.
Hill.
I'm talking about the dunamis woman.
Right. Well, she knew the situation. Like I said, when we was dating, we sat down, we talked about it, and she felt my pain.
Come on now.
She felt my pain, and she was there. She didn't want to rush me into anything. She just said, "I just want to be there for you, with you."
I got to stop you right there.
Say it
I want
again.
you-
She did not do
did
what?
Not rush.
Right.
Rush.
It wasn't about her.
It wasn't about her, women. We can't rush these
Yes,
men.
yes, yes.
Just because you want a ring on your finger and you want to say, I'm married now.
Yes.
Go for it. Y'all not go on this tangent with these witches. Go ahead.
But yeah, she was behind me 100%. She walked with me. She walked with me through it, and she encouraged me. And like I said, I didn't want to rush into anything, and I felt like didn't want to go into it. So like I said, I tried to push her away, but she was so patient with me.
Oh, come on now.
She was so patient with
I
me.
love her.
And she didn't go anywhere.
You hear that, Michelle?
No.
She
You hear that, Michelle?
I hear it.
Do you
I hear it.
Michelle?
I hear it.
I want to go to
I
my
hear it.
coaching
I
session
hear
with
it.
you.
I hear
All
it.
right.
She didn't go anywhere. She didn't say this is over. I want to find something else. She stuck right there with me.
Now I want you to speak the truth in your process, because this is where we are as a woman, and I'm talking about woman now, because I think that I know that we are sometimes stuck in a little girl state. You know what I mean? Being this beautiful woman. And then the female comes in where she wants what she wants. But the woman, when she gets the pushing away, when she gets the isolation and you going back into your cave out of your fear, did that happen?
Yes.
Yeah. And so you knew what you were doing.
You're right.
Come talk about
Talk
it.
about it,
Because she
'cause-
stood. I'm
Come
with
on
you. I'm
now.
with you, Regina.
I did.
I'm with you.
There were some crying times where I actually, made her cry. And
That's what I put in the book about the test. Go ahead.
yes, that was a test. She withstood that test.
You knew what you was doing.
I knew what I was doing. I feel like I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
But see, we don't know, and thank you, because this is what when I coached the women, and they was like, "Oh, Pastor D," and I said, "Honey, he know what he doing. Just you got to get your emotions stable, and you got to get built up, and it's called endurance. You know what I'm saying?
But her thing is, everything starts with the conversation. She said, "Just talk to me about
Just
it."
talk to me.
Just
Come
Be
on
honest
now.
and open.
Right. Just be honest and open.
How did you feel safe that you could talk to her about it? Talk about that.
That her words.
Talk about her words.
That's what made me safe. She said, "You can come to me and talk to me about anything. We can sit down. We can talk about it. We can pray about it." And that made me just open up. And that's when I said, "It's nothing you're doing wrong. Just pray for me. Just continue to pray for us, and things will work out."
So it was her tone. Am I right?
Yes.
The way, not what she said, but
It's the way you say
it's
things.
how she said
Right.
it. It was how she said it. Her mannerism.
Very.
Okay,
yes.
Talk about that. I want us to get.
We
got to
get educated,
Come on
women.
now.
She's a very strong woman. So just the way she carried herself and the way she carried the
It's the way she
conversation.
carried her strength.
Yes, the way
she
she
wasn't
carried-
dominant.
No.
Okay.
And her thing is, she wanted to submit to me.
Come on now.
She wanted to submit to me.
I love
I
it.
wish we had bells and whistles.
And her
Come
thing
on
is,
now.
she said, "I want a man to come in my life and lead."
Hallelujah. I'm right
Come
there.
on now, Regina.
And
Great man, where art thou? Great man, where art
Yes.
thou? The silent cry of a woman's heart.
That is the
That's
silent
our-
cry of
that's
a
our
woman's
silent
heart. We
cry.
want
and so
to be
I had
led.
to make sure I was ready to lead her.
Come on now.
So I had to make sure I was completely healed to lead her.
Okay.
How did that process of
Yeah.
healing go for you?
Yeah.
For you to get ready and say, "I do. You can submit to me. I'm worthy." How did that come about? What was your process for healing?
I just, like I said, I prayed a lot. I got really in the presence of God. And I stayed in there. I said, "God, speak to me, because I do not want to push a good woman away when I know she has my back 100%
Come on now.
and complete."
You knew you was about to miss out.
Yeah, I
you,
knew it.
You knew about to miss out. So so really what you're saying is that her ability, that's dunamis, that's a spiritual force, ability, her power, her strength
Yes.
that God had endowed within her. She knew how to use it because she was a praying woman.
Right.
But however, in that, it pushed you into the presence of God.
Yes.
It didn't push you to go to church.
No.
It didn't push you to go sing in a choir.
Speak on it.
It
Speak
didn't
on
push
it.
you to
Speak
go and
on
say,
it.
I'm a minister. It pushed you into your private place with God.
Yes, your personal relationship, and it's strengthened it so much. My relationship with God, she took me into that area. So
Just by being who she is.
Yes.
She didn't come drag you. Come on, you're going to
No.
go to church with me. She didn't come drag you. And
No.
She just
She-
did her part and went on her way.
she was, like I said, she was very patient, very patient with me.
Very patient.
But she was there. She said, on your own time. And she allowed me to get myself together.
How long did that
100%.
process take for you?
Not long, a couple of months.
Okay.
No.
Because you wasn't giving up. You wasn't going to lose no good woman.
No, I wasn't going to lose a
great
good
woman.
woman.
A
great woman,
a
Yeah,
great
right.
yeah.
woman.
Good just ain't good enough no more.
Right.
But her thing is, she said, I'm not going anywhere.
That's the thing. She gave you that security.
Right. That was the security blanket. She said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be right here.
Now, out of all that you had experienced before her, and now you have this great woman that's saying all of that, you know what I mean? And she's living it. You're seeing it. What was going on within you? I mean, I know it was fear. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But describe what that fear was making. Was it a war going on inside of you? Because you had been forced into marriage before. You were saying, you was put there. Now she's saying being patient. It's like, that sound like, oh God, what is going on? You know what I mean? Because you had never experienced this before, but you knew what that felt like.
Right.
To describe how that was making you as a man feel.
Well, it gave me confidence. It gave me confidence that she was allowing me to heal and grow on my own. And she just wanted me to be ready when the time came. And so, like I said, that meant the world to me, that she let me heal and get ready on my own time.
She lets you heal and get ready on time.
Right.
Now let's talk about the great proposal. Let's know, how did that, because you now had to, at first you was forced into it. What you smiling for? Look at him.
Regina still make you smile.
Look at him. Look
Because
at him.
I know she's
at
going to
him.
say, what is he about to say?
Yeah, I know. Because now you had to be the man. Now you had to come. It wasn't no more forced. You know what I'm saying? You had to know the timing. You had to know how to present yourself. The man. Talk about that.
Well, it wasn't a proposal.
Oh, what was it?
And she always said that you didn't propose to me.
Oh, okay. What, you just told her you was gonna be my wife, huh?
No, it was in February. I was looking for rings. And I just asked her, what do you think about this? Or just showing her pictures of it. I didn't show her which one I had already gotten. But I said, your ring will be here next week. So I didn't officially ask her for marriage.
That was a proposal out of all the waiting.
All the way to excel.
Out of all the waiting and all the prayers and
You know
all
what,
the
Victor?
patience and whatever.
Your
show
ring will
show
be
me
here
the
next
money.
week.
Yeah, but I know.
Show me the ring. Go ahead.
I know it wasn't a deep proposal.
I know.
And she always,
It was from the heart, though.
And
But it was
she
from the-
always, she's telling me, you still never officially proposed to me. But the day when she got the ring, her face lit up.
I know that's
and
right.
she was so happy. And that touched my heart and meant the world to me.
And you
That's
know
it.
what? I think, I'm joking, because, I'm just silly. But I think that we as women could get so caught up in the formality. You know what I'm saying? That we could lose sight of the heart. We could lose sight of the action. We could lose sight of the purpose. We want the proposal. We want the wedding. We want the this. We
Right.
want the that. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't got the heart. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? But out of all that you went through and all that you prepared yourself, come on now. Yeah, God. Woo! I forgot I was rolling out for a minute. Out of all that you had went through to get prepared for your bride, you know what I'm saying? You not just presented the ring, but you presented the heart, and she looked at the heart. You know what I'm saying? And now she accepted the ring. That is so dynamic. That is so awesome. You make me great man with heart thou. You
That's
know what I
it.
mean?
That's
You
it.
just stirring something up in me.
That
You know,
is it.
that's it. But we're gonna take a break. We're gonna come right back, Michelle. We got about 10 seconds. You got something you want?
We got 10 seconds. I just want to tell you, when you follow Dunamis D on Facebook, D Speaks You Think on Instagram, and D Speaks the letter U on Twitter. And then we have Victor Hill, 1V Hill on Facebook. We have Mr. Smooth Music on
Twitter.
And
yes.
then we have, what is it on?
One Team Elevation.
One Team
Instagram.
Elevation. You have to seek out He Walks With Me on YouTube. And then also seek out, and I'm wrapping it up, D Speaks You Think and Dunamis Woman to see more television and podcast. We're going on break, y'all.
We'll be right back.
Your favorite entertainment source has expanded. Rolling Out, the nation's best source for entertainment and lifestyle information, now has a lineup of web-based shows and podcasts on its newest platform, Rolling Out Live, every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For all things related to the spirit industry with 100 Proof Radio Show to cuisine with Le Kitchen, and inspiration and relationships with Dunamis Women and Lipstick and Cognac. Rolling Out Live is your weekly digital destination. So tune in every Tuesday on rollingout.com and Rolling Out on Facebook. Don't miss it.
With customizable streaming TV from Xfinity, watch the most free TV shows, hit movies, and live sports on the go. At home, access Netflix, YouTube, and Pandora right from your TV. And with the X1 voice remote, just say it and see it.
Show me HBCU.
With Black Film and TV, watch your favorite college entertainment, HBCU football games, and much more. Xfinity. Simple, easy, awesome.
Well, welcome back to D Speaks You Think, and you all, we have had some real talk about life and relationships, healing from domestic abuse. And that's all we all need is healing, because we all have been abused because we did not know the purpose of that man or that woman in our lives, but God. He will take you through all that pain. He will take you through all those things to sit you down and show you yourself, that you may move in a manner of which he's given you and had for you from the original sense of time. So I want to come to a close of this. Victor, I really thank you for your time, most of all.
Thank you for having me.
Thank him.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Yes.
We thank God for this platform and what he's doing. Mm-hmm. Men, if you're out there, you're going through anything, speak up.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Speak up.
Yes.
Don't let it build up inside of you, because it will end up tearing you apart.
Most definitely. And you know what? You all can, I would love, our whole modus operandi as a dunamis woman is to raise the voice of our real awesome men. That's why even with the magazine, it's a dunamis woman and real awesome man. So if you're a man out there and you have, everybody got a story, but you're ready to share, you're ready to tell it, you're ready to set somebody else free, because what you went through was not about you. Hit me up, inbox me at Dunamis D, Dunamis Dee, or Michelle, how can they call you, contact you?
And also, if you're on rollingoutlive.com and you're not on Facebook, go to Michelle at dunamis-woman.com. That's DUNAMIS-woman.com. Hit us up.
Yeah, hit us up. We're ready. We're ready for you. Well, Victor, we're going to have more of you in the future. You all are going to be seeing more and more of him. I can't wait. I anticipate meeting your wife, because, and I'm going to close on this note. And the reason why I say that is because Proverbs 18:22, it's one of the most prevalent scriptures that we know, but it's the truth. And it says, he who seeketh a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor of the Lord. And so for me, being a coach and a leader and want to know, it's God, what did you really mean by that? I dug a little bit deeper. And so when you look at he, it doesn't mean just he as a man, he as a human being. It means he who did like you did, sought the presence of God. Right. He that comes back into his original state. He that gets into the presence of God. Then he finds a woman. That wife literally means woman. Right. Okay, and so that good thing means he findeth himself. Mm-hmm. So when you sought the presence of God, you saw her, even though you did not know who she was then. When you sought him, you found yourself. You found yourself.
Exactly.
And I love it. And my anticipation for meeting her is because when you look up that woman, even the more, digging deeper, it means women in plural sense. So every woman needs to be surrounded by women who can celebrate her, who can say, help me birth this man's vision, help me birth his mission, help me. And that's when we come together in prayer. You know what I'm saying? Because we believe in that. You just imagine every woman having women saying that same thing surrounding her, and we're standing for the movement that the awesome vision and mission of the men will be birthed. Where would you all be?
Awesome.
Where would you be?
That would be awesome.
And that's what our society needs. First
Yes.
of all, we don't need a man before. You also need women who can stand with you and pray with you and say, you know what, and not tip over where you want the man, not tip over where you're trying to sleep with him, not tip over where you're trying to push that woman out the way. No, be who you are, stand in your own authenticity, pray with another woman about the real awesome man that she has, and let's see this vision come to birth. You with me on that?
I'm with you.
Let's see this music and what you and your business partner and what you all are doing on a movement that we could birth that thing. And that's why I can't wait to meet her, because she's definitely a dunamis woman.
Yes.
And I'm standing with her.
Yes.
Consider
Thank
me
you.
as her midwife.
Thank you.
Consider Michelle as her midwife.
Shifra
All right.
and Pua, for
There you
sure,
go.
for sure.
There you go. And women, that's the quest that I'm on for, an emotional healing.
Yes, I was
healing for
gonna
my
say.
soul. And I'm going to be going on a tour in 2019, taking the message of healing across the globe. So I know I'll be in a city near you. But in the meantime, I want you to connect with me. As Michelle said, Michelle, can you give them again? Because I messed it up.
Sure. Dunamis D on Facebook, D Speaks You Think on Instagram, and then it's D Speaks the letter You Think on Twitter. Email me at michelle@dunamis-woman.com if you want to be on the show, if you have a story to tell, especially our real awesome men. We're looking forward to it. One Team Elevation on Instagram, and then 1V Heal on Facebook. And don't forget YouTube, Team Elevation. He Walks With Me. Do not miss this video. He produced it, wrote it, and did his thing. Everything that we do is for God's glory. And I thank you all so very much for being on this show.
Thank you for having
I'm
me.
the host.
Thank you.
But you know what? I do thank you, because you know what? You are that. We all stand in our own authenticity, our own individuality of who he created us to be. And I thank you, because guess what? I needed you, because all that stuff that you just rolled down, I would have jacked it up.
I know. That's why I'm here. I told you
I would have messed
they had me
it
on
up.
social media today. Once I heard Victor Hill's story, y'all, it was over.
Like Randy said when I was at Rolling Out, D Speaks You Listen or whatever.
Right.
I said D Speaks You Think. But it's all okay. It's one and the same. Have a wonderful day. Continue on. We got a host of people coming in here on Rolling Out Live this Tuesday.